Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Tony Renfro with Knowledge of Power Podcast, and we are live on a Sunday. And I have a great guest lined up for us tonight. I've been out on a sabbatical for about 90 days, so this is my first show in 90 days. I had to just take a break, but it's so good to be back in action, back in knowing, back and making sure that we get things and get knowledge of a lot of things that's going on. This is Black History Month. And on Knowledge is Power Podcast, we are going to celebrate Black History Month with our guests and our local guests here. Tonight, I've got the National uh, Chefs Association recipients to the, what is the guys? What is that show? What is it is?
It's the National
Delilah?
Black Chefs Association.
Right. Got it. And I'm going to show you some things up here so folks will know what's really going on here. There we go. Can you see that on the screen a little bit, guys? This is the National Black Chef Awards, which is, tell them about it, Delilah.
Well, the National Black Chefs Award got started by Bernard Telly. He's out in Philadelphia, and he goes on he goes around to all 50 states and find chefs that are game changers, chefs that are different things, chefs that are things in communities and their jobs, and just to give them recognition that they so deserve that a lot of us don't get as chefs, not just Black chefs, but as chefs, period. And we have 20 people along with myself as well that have been recognized for like the really hard work that they have done throughout the years.
Great. Hey, Bettina.
Yes,
I
sir.
have Bettina Evans and Jason Provo. So,
Yes, sir.
Bettina is now you at the art departments in at the Career Center, right?
The Culinary Arts, yes. We
Right.
are the Career and Techno Education Center, BISD, where we have approximately 21 programs of study between the campuses and the Career Center. And I am one of the culinary arts instructor. I am the senior practicum culinary arts instructor. And so the students that come to me are in their senior year. And yes, we are learning the skill of culinary arts, the art of culinary arts, with the goal at the end of the year to complete their Certified Food Protection Manager certification. So when they go out into the workforce, they will be well ahead of their peers with that certification.
Do you know that I did not know that we had that type of department in the school district?
Right. And that's one of the charges that I have is to let the community know that we have been there. I want to say they built that building in '89. We're right in the heart of Old Town.
Right.
And we have been there for years. The programs of studies have evolved, of course, since the beginning. When they first began, it was more of a home economics type program. But because industry has evolved, now they're preparing our students for the culinary arts, industry. It's more of a prestigious opportunity for the students to present their talent in cooking. And so we're really training up the next generation of chefs. And I call my students student chefs because we are preparing them for the industry.
How is the enrollment there in that course?
Right now, I currently have 38 students. So my classroom size averages about 8 to 9 students. I have 4 classes. We have two early morning classes where they have approximately 2 hours in each class. And so they go to their main campus and then they're bused to our campus where they are instructed. And we have a junior level class and we also have the senior level class. And so they are bused from their individual campuses and then bused back to complete their core subjects.
Awesome. I never knew that. And can you teach me how to Can you teach me how to cook breakfast?
Sure, I do private lessons.
Oh,
So does
you know,
Delilah. I'm sure in
yeah,
Jason's spare time he can as well. But
and,
yes, we do. We actually have our
yeah,
own businesses on the side as well.
really good, good. I'm gonna move down. Move down to Jason Provo. Jason is. I always wondered who was the good cook that was behind the scene at the Holiday Inn here in Beaumont, and it's you, Jason.
Yes, sir.
How
Sir.
long have you? How long have you been there?
I've been at the Holiday Inn now going on about 5.5 years.
Great. Now, how did you get started in culinary?
Well, actually, it's a very, very long story. But after I enrolled in college and started taking a culinary arts program to Central Texas College, and a part of my story, which we'll get off into later, led me to Miss Evans. And Miss Evans, beautiful lady, beautiful soul, allowed me the opportunity to work at one of her businesses. And that pretty much started me on this journey.
Wow. And you've been at it ever since.
Yes, sir. Like 24 hours a day almost.
Well, I'm going to move around clockwise to my friend Delilah Johnson. How are you, love?
I'm doing great.
Hello.
How are you? I'm doing good.
Okay, that's a
I'm
little
doing good. You can hear
Yeah.
me?
Yeah, I can hear you well.
Uh-oh. Okay. Okay. I'm doing fine. I'm doing great.
Well, I just, we started
Uh-oh.
this conversation about 4 months ago, 5 months ago, and I was listening to your story, and I like for you to share your story with me, and with the audience. How do you get started? What made you continue to do this? And what is your plans? What are your big? I know you got a big vision. Talk to us.
Well, I actually got started cooking after I got laid off from out of the engineering field. I was working as a project admin for a company here in Beaumont, and I couldn't get back into the field. And we had all 401k, all my little retirement and stuff. Years had passed by, and the only thing that I knew that I can go back to was actually cooking. And later on, became certified to cook in different places and met a lot of different people. Put myself around people striving for the same goals. And me and Jason and Ms. Evans, we've worked together. We have a similar story. She also built her business up to me, and it's kind of like she planted a seed with all of us, and we all grew. We were already
Yes.
in the process, but she nurtured us some more so that we could grow. Now, I know you're talking about me, but she's one of the ones that actually taught me how to keep a kitchen clean. Now, when we worked for her, you could eat something
Yes.
off the floor. Her kitchen was so clean. The restaurant was so clean, you could eat off the floor. You know that 30 fruit or something fall if you want to pick it up. Her was that clean, but really, we've learned each other, and everybody is trying to do better and do better things. I'm really focusing on Pear Orchard Farm. At first, we said Pear Orchard Community Garden, but we really want to do a farm to table concept. Everybody's trying because of going back to eating
I think
healthy because
I,
it's so much fun in the environment that we need to go back to our natural roots. So I'm focusing on trying to farm to table.
yeah. Well,
That's how I got started. I actually got myself certified.
how is the garden coming along?
It's going well. We're in the process of clearing everything off and putting up the greenhouses and we're getting ready for summer now. So the thing is,
Right.
you want to plant okra, you want to start getting ready now in March, like in the springtime, so that you can have a harvest for the summer. So my goal is to stay in touch with everybody and do business with all the local chefs as well, because we really do support each other, and that's
That's great. That's wonderful.
that's what keeps us going.
So now I know that Bettina, you're the master of the chefs, right?
I don't consider myself the master, but let me tell you, I learned a lot from them as well. They say
Hmm.
I taught them, but I came in the industry as a professional caterer, but always wanted to have a restaurant. And this was not my first. It was
Right.
the first successful one, but you learn from your past failures. And so it was definitely an opportunity to tap into the industry at a time where I was like, I'm getting older. If I don't do this now, when? And so, I just believe that it was just God ordained
Hmm.
that he brought all of these individuals together the way he did, and how now all of them have ventured out and are really at the top of their game in the industry. So we learned from each other. We had a lot of hiccups, a lot of errors and mistakes, but as a team, we figured it out and made it work. And a lot happened in that little bitty kitchen at Betty Jean's. It really did. We put out a product till this day. People are still saying, when you're going to reopen? I say the 5th of never.
We really, hey, but you know what? We really was waiting on you to reopen. I'm seriously. I sat back and
Yes.
waited. I said, when is she still going to reopen? Maybe she changed the location or you're going to come back. So we really was enjoyed the atmosphere, the environment, the food was fantastic. And actually, I really missed it. I could wait for your Saturday morning breakfast so I can get there in the morning early and eat and go work. But we really do. Now you've got some fan clubs here like Alana, Ebo, Montreal, McNeil, Lillian Brown, and Greg Brown, and they're saying hello to everybody. And Bernie and Bernard are saying hello. So you have a following. You see him right there. So I'm still waiting. I'm not gonna give up. You're not that old. You're never too old to
What?
start.
Well, you know what? I'm sorry not to interrupt, but
It's okay.
this is the new chapter, and what I'm doing at the Taylor Career Center actually, because one of my things that I live by, one of the mantras that I live by is I want to go to the grave empty, and so I'm training the next generation. I'm passing the torch. And so,
Yes.
what I'm doing at the Career Center is teaching the students. We do have what we call our student um, entrepreneur program, where we actually have a program where people can come in. Now, we don't come bombarding us at the Career Center just yet, it's in the
Mm-hmm.
process. But they're learning how to become short order cooks. They're learning, what it means to cook on a line. We're learning the buffet style. And so we eventually, the goal is to have a day where we allow customers, our customer service days, to come. Customers can come in on a Friday. We will have a set menu, and they'll have to pre-order, and it'll be prepaid, where they can order a meal and come in and pick it up for lunch. So that's something that we're working out. It's a process that's being working out,
Yeah.
but we do cater to the public. We do offer dishes, and these of course are inspired by Betty Jean's, and so we do offer catering to the public as well, so they can reach out to us. And the students, they prepare everything. I'm literally the executive chef in the kitchen. They prepare everything from start to finish.
Yes. Hey, now Jason. Now again, folks, Jason is the executive chef at the Holiday Inn right here in Beaumont. So when you eating that good fine food at the Holiday Inn, just know who's behind that good food. That's Jason. Jason Provo. Jason from the north side of the Provo from the north side of town. And Jason, there's plenty of Provos. But for Jason, I know this is not your final destination. Uh, Can you share with us a little bit more about what your goals are? What are your plans on doing?
Well, it's funny that you should ask that. The day that I went to Miss Evans' restaurant, she was actually pulling up and I was leaving. And we set up the interview for the following day. And during that interview, she was able to, ask me some questions about, who I am, what I wanted, what I thought about this industry. And we started talking about a book that I read. It was called Cook. It's about the first black executive chef in Las Vegas, who's
Mm-hmm.
also an incarcerated black male, like myself. And in this instance, reading paid. Reading did good because that coming ground showed Miss Evans that, hey, this guy's like he had something about him. And her and Miss Catherine Simmons, who was our manager, they took a liking to me. They took me in like a child, and they raised me. And one of the biggest lessons I learned from Miss Evans and Miss Delilah is how to humble myself.
Mm-hmm.
It's like these two women, they have the most gentle soul. Even in a hostile environment, they know how to make the customer feel satisfied, and they know how to make the customer want to come back. And ultimately, in this industry, it's about hospitality is about your customers, giving the customers what they want.
Wow, you're
And
right.
I mean, these are the things that I'm using in my daily life, management
Mm-hmm.
skills, dealing with different people and personalities, because
Absolutely,
everyone
exactly.
learns a little different. Some people can read it and pick it up. Some people can do it and physically do it and attain it like that. But you have to be able to delegate and relate that information, communicate with them so that they receive that information as it's intended for them to receive. You can tell your line cook, hey, I need some scrambled eggs to such and such. He cooks
Mm-hmm.
the eggs and then he's like, okay, I'm done. I need you to take the eggs to such and such line. That's communication. And Miss Evans was always thorough. And like Mr. Delilah said about our kitchen, she had a saying, if you got time to lean, you got time to clean.
That sounds just like her too. Yes,
But but her business speaks for itself. We're
yes,
still talking about Betty Jean's chicken and waffle,
yes,
red
sir,
velvet
yes,
chicken and
sir,
waffle.
yes, sir, yes, sir.
This was a brand.
Yes,
At the right timing with the right people, this could have really, it still can. It really
yes,
had
yes,
a liking in my mind. And it's good when we support each other. Like Ms. Delilah
yes,
said, we don't get the recognition. And in this
yes.
industry, you have to really shine. You have to really put your time and effort, love into the food. Just because this is what we do. The difference
Mm-hmm.
between a cook and a chef, you can go in your kitchen and cook eggs. A
Right,
chef is someone that has dedicated their life, time, and studying to a field in which they practice daily.
right, right, right. Who, I lost somebody. Wait a second. Okay, I'm good.
I
I'm
think
coming.
somebody,
No, there we go. It just switched up somehow. But anyway, make a long story short, I thought I lost someone there. Man, that's an awesome story. That's awesome desires and and there's no limit. So the sky is the limit. So you guys keep the faith. And let's see here, Delilah. Let me see if I can put you back on. I kind of put you on a mute because I had some background noise. So let's get
Yeah,
back to you.
yeah.
Okay,
Um,
there we go. Now we've gone around the table. Again, I want to let everybody know that we'll celebrate the Black History Month and all this month. And I'm with the National Chef Association recipients for that will be our local chef, Bettina Evans, uh, Delilah Johnson, and Chef Jason Provo. So I want you to tell us now, Delilah, what about the show in Dallas and what it contained and your MBCA 2023 awards that you guys was invited to.
well, there was like 20 chefs that were picked out here in Beaumont. Really, I'm just the chapter president for Beaumont here. And
Mm-hmm.
it's about us recognizing each other and what we do and holding each other up. So it's really about, it's out of Philadelphia, but every year the association goes to a different state, which was Texas, and the company picked Dallas this year. So you get to meet chefs from Africa, Canada. You get to meet chefs from New York, different places like that, and it builds you up because we all go through the same things. We wake up early and go to bed late. Sometimes we may work 17 hours in one day, and it's only 24 hours in a day. So it's about us getting the recognition that we do deserve. Sometimes you want somebody to tell you, job well done, or give you a pat on the back just to keep you going, because
Mm-hmm.
this is a very hard industry to be in.
Yes, it is.
Very hard. And it really bias at times. And if we don't stick together, we will fall. You have to have another comrade that you can go to and vent or talk about what's going on or ask what's new in the industry to keep you going. So I'm grateful for just knowing Mrs. Evans and also knowing Jason and seeing Miss Evans grow even more because she's making a difference in all these children's lives and she's bringing up the next generation of chefs. And so she could filter them to Jason, or Jason can filter them to me, and kids can actually dream again and say, I want to chef. I don't just want to cook. Right. I want to become a chef, and it's a real job, and it gives security. And so that's. I'm sorry.
It's a good career.
Right, and what the National Black Chef Award is about, recognizing the chefs all around the world in all 50 states. So Beaumont was just the tip of the iceberg, and we have so many chefs here, but there was like 20 people that I knew for sure that been in the industry. Some people been in the industry 40 years, 20 years, 30 years. People like Mr. Mouton, Lord rest his soul. He was a chef of all chefs. And, it really, the foundation of every food, it comes from Black Americans.
Yes.
And that's the truth.
Exactly.
That's our roots. And we need recognition for that.
You do. And I'm giving you the recognition right now. Congratulations, guys. I really do. I was thinking about it as I was programming the show for tonight. And I said, we've never given you guys the credit that you guys deserve as chefs. And because we never see you in the restaurants and you behind the scenes, So, and I know who's back there. And I'm just grateful. Congratulations. And I got another shout out to Alicia Wells. She's saying good congratulations as well to all the chefs in Beaumont, Texas. The passion is on the panel. Yes, right. This group loves what they do and have watched the two ladies over the years. And I agree to you. I have watched you guys do what you do. Kathy Wingate is saying that is so true. Congratulations to all of you. And I am going to say, hey, props to you guys, and I want to just thank you guys for joining the show and coming on. And we want to just recognize you. And I'm going to say thank you for your show as well. So guys, I'm going to go back to I'm just picking on you, Master Chef Bettina.
Watch it.
Yeah, you're the godmother of the chefs.
yeah, exactly. That's how I feel. I really do.
I know
really do.
And you have done a wonderful job in coaching, teaching, discipline, the way you are, and I know who taught you that. Your mom.
That's where it started. Yeah, that's exactly where it started. And then her mother, my grandmother, because that's who truly inspired me in this industry. And of course, that's who Betty Jean's was named after. But it was going to my grandmother's, I call it juke joint in Galveston, Texas. It started off as a boarding house.
Yeah.
And she would cook for, the tenants that lived there. And so she had this huge commercial stove range in her kitchen. It's 12 burner range. And as a little girl, I just fell in love with it, and just come from a family of cooks. Of course, my brother is being honored as well, who's a baker. He did all of the desserts. If you ate the desserts at Betty Jean's, that was because of John Baked Goods. And he's also being honored as well. And so we have been in the kitchen, as I told my students, making salty sugar cookies and frying hens since we were little. And those of you in the industry know you cannot fry hen. Right. But we would get in that kitchen and find whatever it was to cook. And, we just learned from our mistakes and from our errors. And I'm glad that, our parents saw enough in us not to discourage us, but to encourage us to continue that path.
Absolutely.
And so, I just wanted to mention here, I may be getting ahead of myself, but Jason and I, we were just talking. So my students, they go on to either industry or go on to culinary arts school. And so one of the other young ladies that worked at Betty Jean's, Chef Ashley Taylor, she's actually the coordinator of culinary arts at Lamar Port Arthur. So those of you who are really interested in getting your degree, you can get a certificate or you can get an associate's degree. We are right here local in Beaumont and Port Arthur. You can take that associate's degree and transfer over to Lamar University and get your bachelor's degree. So the opportunity to groom our next generation of chefs are right here. And then we can send them on to industry. And so I have one of my former students who's in Chef Ashley's program, Lamar Port Arthur, who's now interning at the Holodome with Chef Jason Provo.
Right.
So you see, it's all about a system. And once we get everybody on board, we can definitely train up that next generation of chefs in the industry, and only knows, what Southeast Texas will put out. And also one of the other persons I wanted to mention, I was trying to think of his name last week when Chef Delilah and I were on the phone, but I don't know if you remember Chef Pickens. And if I'm not mistaken, he was at the Holodome. And
they
let
still
me
talk
tell
about
you,
that.
oh my goodness, he could do an ice sculpture that would blow your mind. But I remember his rolls. You could buy his roll. People would come from north, south, east, and west to get his dinner rolls. Those rolls were amazing. But Jason could probably tell you a little bit more about him in terms of the industry. But I do remember, I was a little girl. I remember Chef Pickens there at the Holodome. Well, when they built the Holodome.
You're not that old. You can't remember that.
I'm pushing 58, Tony. I'm pushing 58.
Yeah, baby. Hey, I tell everybody now, we them old people now.
We them old people. That's right. We them old people now. You sure right.
Jason, it is so great to have you on the show. And again, like I said at the beginning of the show, I did not know that you was the cook behind the scene back there at the Holiday Inn. So I give you the thumbs up, my brother. So tell me, yes. Now, let's see here. Let me go back to Jason. Yeah, Jason. So you are also helping those that has come out of the godmother of the chef of Beaumont, Bettina, and you are kind of hand in hand taking them to the next level, right? In the kitchen as an intern.
Just imagine this, if you will. From Miss Evans' kitchen right now, you have an executive chef at the Holiday Inn. You have an executive chef at the Elegante, Shalita Compton. You have an instructor of culinary arts at the Lamar University. We all came from Miss Bettina Evans' kitchen.
Yeah.
You have Miss Delilah, who makes and decorates some of the best cakes in Beaumont, Texas.
Wow.
I mean, Miss Delilah, she's top notch.
And it's right here in Beaumont, Texas, Southeast Texas. Yes.
Right here in Beaumont.
Right here in Beaumont.
This just shows one teach one. What Miss Evans gives us, we have to give to the next generation.
Right. Yeah.
Right. We get prepared for the next generation. Yes, indeed. We must do that. And man, I tell you, Delilah and I talked, I said several months back, and we never thought we would go to get into this. And I was just so amazed at her enthusiasm and wanting to be the best that she can be, and how she dedicated to this field. And it's a lucrative opportunity. I mean, it's just not just cooking. I know it's lucrative, and I want to encourage those young ones also, if they're listening and happen to watch the show, is that this is a great career.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I watched my son. For Thanksgiving, he was in there making cornbread dressing and stuffing his roasts and stirring his greens up, and I'm sitting there like, oh, what is he doing? But he has a good teacher, his mother at home, that does that, So he watched. Well, I'm just a looker. I'm the taster, do the taste. Or you got it. But anyway, guys, I am so glad to have you on my show, celebrating Black History Month. And again, we're going to do this again. And also, I pray to God that he opened up a way to give you guys the opportunity that you are praying for and asking for. And it will come to pass. Just believe and don't give up. Bettina, I look at my age and I look at your age and you say, oh, I'm 59 years old. But you know what? I was told we're never too old. We're
Yep,
never too old.
that's true.
So I keep it open to my eyes and keep everything done. Lord, whatever you have planned for me, I'm gonna follow. That's my prayer every day. Bless me so I can be a greater blessing to others. And you have done that, Godmother.
Amen.
Oh
You have
yeah.
done that, yes.
I want to
Yes.
say this, Mr. Winfro. I want to
Yes.
say this to Ms. Evans. Yeah, I really appreciate you for not, folding over, because I never seen her fold over, even when we were working for her.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to give people their flowers and their roses while they're living. You can't just give it to them when they're gone. But
Mm-hmm.
you are paving the way for so many people, and
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot of seeds Ms. Evans has planted that people hadn't yet begun to see. And she's planted a lot of seeds right there at the school, and we are amazed.
Oh yes,
Thank you, thank
yes.
you, thank you.
She has a good. She has done her job, and I tell you what,
Oh
she is
yeah.
the master of the underground railroad of the
Oh
chef.
yeah. Oh yeah. I will say
Yeah.
that. Yes,
Man, I
sir.
tell you, yeah, you have done it. And I thank you so much, guys. And like Jason said earlier, we're still waiting on the second term of.
I'm not fooling with y'all.
Oh
We waiting on the second term of.
Mr. Winfro,
Yes, sir.
Mr. Winfro, think about this. Now, years ago, the oxtail was discarded as trash.
Right.
Chicken wings
Was
was,
trash.
was
no.
trash. Now, Miss Evans opened up a restaurant that was open to all demographics.
Right.
And
Yeah, it
she had
was.
people coming in buying oxtail.
That's right. That's
Now
right.
we're talking about a people that were given the least amount, but they made something out of it. Now
That's
it's a
right.
delicacy.
Right.
Yeah, and that's Black
Absolutely.
history. That
That's
is Black history right
Black
there.
history.
Yes, sir.
Mhm.
It
Yeah.
is.
That's right. And we are Black history.
We
Yeah.
are Black.
Every
We are
day.
history every day.
Yeah.
Lord have mercy. This is great. This has been great. And you know what? Almost 90, I would say 90% of the chefs in restaurants are Black.
Yes, that's true.
It is.
And we are behind the scenes. Unless
That's right.
you come
Behind the
and
scenes.
pull us from out of the back, you'll never
That's
know.
right. That's right.
Unless you taste something and close your eyes, you say, "Wait a minute, I know somebody Black cooked this."
Yes. Oh yeah. We say that all the time. Well, guys,
Yeah.
Right?
thank you so much for joining me. And hopefully God's will, everything will work out according to his glory and plans for you. Okay?
His perfect will.
His
Amen.
perfect will.
Amen.
And just wait on his timing. Thank you guys.
Amen.
Thank you so much, everybody. We thank you for watching us. Catch us next Saturday because Sunday is a Super Bowl weekend and we're not going to be on the air on Sunday evening, but it will be on a Saturday evening. So catch us with our next guest from one of our local Blacks, entrepreneur that's doing something. We want to see you here at Knowledge is Power Podcast Live as we continue the month of February as the month of Black History Month. Thank you guys. Love you.
Thank you.
Thank
too.
you.